Hello everyone and welcome back to Piece of the Pie Vlogs, or Pop Vlogs for short. My name is Paige and I would love it if you would click that subscribe button below so that you can get notifications anytime I post a new video here on YouTube. I would also love it if you would head on over to Instagram and follow me there for more daily updates. But for today, I am sharing some of my latest skincare and beauty favorites, and we're not going to waste any time, so let's jump right in with the skincare. So to be honest, I have been spending a lot of time on skincare TikTok throughout quarantine. So I did decide to totally change up my skincare routine. And I purchased the CeraVe Salicylic Acid Cleanser and Hydrating Cleanser. So I will only use this one 2 to 3 times a week just to remove any dead skin cells, which is hard to say, and just brighten the skin up. And this one I really need most of the week long because I have dry skin, and this just adds that extra hydration back in. It's super soft and gentle, and these two together have changed my skin so much. Plus I love that they're both drugstore. One more product that I did see on skincare TikTok was this right here. This is the Mighty Patch, and these are hydrocolloid patches. Actually, I think I nailed that. So they go on your skin at nighttime. They need at least 6 hours to do their job. So you put them on over top of your blemish, whatever you have on your skin, and overnight it helps to soothe that area, reduce redness and inflammation, and then sometimes, which is kind of gross, but it will pull out any of that gunk that is inside of your blemish. So I will say this has been awesome. If I have a small flare-up at any time, I so wish that this was around when I was in middle school and even in high school, because this would have just saved me so much. I really like this and prefer it to acne spot treatments, which tend to dry out that area. Now everyone's skin type is different and this product may not work for you, but I have loved using this, and even if it doesn't get rid of my blemish right away, it really reduces the inflammation and allows me to put a little bit of powder or concealer on it so that I feel a little bit more confident going out and taking on my day. So if you struggle with acne flare-ups and want to give this a go, I would highly recommend it. The last product that I've been using for skincare is this Ordinary Niacinamide formula. It comes in a little bottle like this. I got it at Ulta and it's relatively inexpensive, $8. So that was pretty great for a skincare, not serum, but something like this. And it comes in a really nice glass bottle. But I will use 2 drops of this on my clean skin each night before I put on my moisturizer. And I've been using it for almost 2 months now, and I have noticed a really big difference in the overall brightness of my skin, and then the texture of my skin has really smoothed out as well. So I don't know if it's a combination of all of these different skincare products or just this, but adding this into my routine I think has had some great benefits. Moving on to beauty, I have been on the hunt for a great primer. Something that will help either my tinted moisturizer or my foundation, whether it's liquid, powder, whatever. I just needed a primer that was going to help my makeup stay on a lot longer, especially right now since many of us are wearing masks. My mask will rub off my makeup, which is almost inevitable when you are wearing your mask, but I wanted to help my makeup stay on as much as I could. So again, from TikTok, I found this Milk Hydro Grip Primer, which is quite popular at Sephora. If you go on Sephora.com, it has tons of reviews. This is a gripping primer, so it does provide some hydration, but the feel of it is a bit tackier than a normal primer might feel like. It almost has the consistency in my hands of a slightly less sticky hair gel, and I know that sounds horrible when you think about that going on your face, But once it starts to set in, you still feel a little bit tacky, but once you put your makeup on, you don't feel that at all. I was a little alarmed when I first got this from Sephora, but now I really love it, and I do find that it helps my makeup lock into my skin. I still get some transfer on my mask, especially on the point of my nose or right around the point of my chin, but the rest of it is hanging on for most of the day. Then the two products that I have mainly been using on top of that Hydro Grip Primer are both from Tarte. And this first one is the Tarte Maracuja Tinted Hydrator, and I'm in the shade 10N Fair Neutral. And then the foundation is the Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation, and I'm in the shade 12B Fair Beige. So with the tinted hydrator, it is essentially a tinted moisturizer. So I've mainly been wearing this anytime that I need a very quick makeup look, something that looks really natural, no fuss, no blending. I even don't need a brush or a sponge to apply this. I just use clean fingertips. The only thing I wish this had was an SPF, but I just add that in to my skincare routine. But this gives a really natural finish, a dewy finish to the skin, and if I don't want it to be so glowy, I'll just set it with a little bit of translucent powder. But this has been awesome and hasn't made me look too shiny, especially paired with the Hydro Grip. But there are some days where I just want a little bit more coverage, maybe I want to feel a little bit extra special if I'm filming a video or if I'm getting on an important call. So I've been using this one right here, this Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation. And the finish of this is really nice. It's described as a satin finish, so it's not completely matte, not super dewy, just kind of right in the middle, which is exactly what I want to have in a foundation. I've been using this with my Eco Tools Complexion Buffer Brush. So I'll put a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I'll dot it all over my face, and then I'll go in with this brush and just blend in small circular motions. Sometimes I go in with a beauty blender, but I find that this actually gives a little bit more coverage, whereas the beauty blender tends to soak up this product. I think because it's on the waterier, is that even a word? Because it's more watery, the sponge tends to soak it up. That's really what I wanted to say. But again, I really love the finish of this one. Doesn't pick up on any of my dry patches. It's just my perfect foundation. Moving on to some powder items, I've been using this Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder quite a bit. I actually purchased this last year, or maybe right at the beginning of this year. And I kind of forgot that it was in my drawer until I took a look at it again. And it is a translucent powder, so it can get a little bit messy if you're not used to working with that and you usually use a pressed powder, but I will take my damp beauty blender, I will tap a little bit of the product off into the lid, and then I will go in with my beauty blender and press it into my skin so that nothing looks cakey or dry, which is really awful if you have dry skin. But this has given my skin a really nice blurring effect. It sets my makeup very well. It doesn't necessarily prevent me from getting really shiny throughout the day. Every now and then I have to reapply a little bit of this. But when I do, again, it doesn't look cakey and I don't get that buildup. So this one's really nice, plus it's drugstore, so super cheap. Now I have to put powder on top of my skin to make sure that my makeup is nice and set for the day. But I do like to make sure that my skin still has that healthy glow and little bit of radiance. So I've been adding in this Milani Prep Set and Glow Illuminating Transparent Powder. Wow, that was a mouthful. And I'm not sure that it's going to show up super well on camera for you, but this has a super sheer glow, just kind of like the name says. And what I do is I take a small powder brush. Once I have set the rest of my face with my photo focus, I'll take this with that small powder brush and I'll just sweep it over my cheekbone area, maybe down the center of my nose, on top of my chin, and maybe I'll sweep it over my eyelids too. just to add a little bit of a glow back into the skin. And this is perfect for that. It's not a chunky highlight. It's not gonna give you disco ball or strobing vibes. You're just gonna look like you, maybe a little bit glowier. While we're talking about powders and adding some life back into the skin, I'm gonna mention this Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Duo, and I'm in the lightest shade that they have. I went to Ulta because we were taking some fall photos together and I needed a new bronzer because the ones that I was using in the summertime were just too warm for my skin. Especially having fair skin, it can be hard to find a bronzer that doesn't make you look fake or really orange. And so I was recommended this one by the sales associate there, and I have loved using it. This bronzer is not too cool, it's not too ashy, but it's also not too warm. It's just that perfect shade for me. And then it does come with a highlighting powder. It's not shimmery, it's more of a matte finish. That is, I think, more for some really fancy looks. I haven't played around with it too much. I'll probably have to watch some YouTube videos on how to properly use it. But for the bronzer, which is technically a contour, I will take it and put it, you know, just right here underneath my cheekbones or in the hollows of my cheekbones, around my forehead a little bit. Nothing crazy, we're not chiseling out the face, or at least I'm not, but I do find that it adds health back into my skin, especially if I'm using a foundation and my face looks really pale all over. Blush just doesn't quite do it for me, so adding this into my skin or my overall look really helps me out. Then for blushes, there have been two that I've reached for the most, and the first one is from the Balm Cosmetics. It's the Balm Beach Long Wearing Blush in the shade Warm It Up. And I find that this is the perfect everyday blush color for me. I don't have to think about what color will go well with my eyeshadow look, if I do an eyeshadow look, or if I just want something to make me look really healthy, or something to match my shirt, if that's a thing. This is perfect. It stays all day, just like the name says. It doesn't move around my face. This works with the tinted moisturizer. It works well with the foundation. It's just a really, really good blush. And bonus points because I was able to get it on Amazon with Prime 2-day shipping. And the other blush is from Lauren Conrad Beauty. It is the Lip and Cheek Tint in the shade Peony. This goes really, really well with that Tarte Tinted Hydrator. I will just take clean fingertips. I'll usually use my ring finger, swirl it around in the pot a little bit, tap it onto the apples of my cheeks. Then I'll go back in, swipe it onto my lips, and that's it. Maybe a little bit of mascara, but that's a really great way to just create an easy look. And I love that one product can serve two purposes. So definitely check this one out if you are a fan of cream blush. I know that some people aren't, but I really like it. For the eyes, I've also been using another one of Lauren Conrad's new products. It is her liquid eyeliner. And what I love about this is how fine tip the point is. Lauren Conrad is known for wearing a cat eye, a very beautiful cat eye all the time. And I'm not someone who has mastered that skill quite yet, but what I use this for is running it along the very base of my lash line, super, super close, just so that it gives the appearance of thicker, fuller lashes. But if I ever try the cat eye again, I will probably reach for this eyeliner. And to finish up an eye look, I have been grabbing the L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. I know that so many people use this one. I don't know why I left it in the first place, but it has such a rich, deep black color. Really, really saturated, adds lots of volume to my lashes. And that's really all I have to say about it. It's just really good. Finally, for the lips, I really haven't invested a whole lot in lip products because right now we're all wearing masks. No one can see the lip color that you're wearing unless you are on a video call. And that's really what I purchased it for, and for making videos, to just add a little bit of color to my face. And this is the Sephora Lip Stories in the shade We. And color looks like this. It's supposed to be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick, which people rave about and say that it's like the perfect pinky neutral for everyone's skin tone. And I think this one was close to $8. The packaging is really pretty too. I'll give you a close-up of it. It's the shade that I'm wearing right now. I actually sheared it out a little bit with my favorite lip balm, which is the Nivea Milk and Honey lip balm. I have tons of these everywhere in my purses, around the house, in my nightstand. I never go anywhere without this, but I just put a little bit of the lipstick on this morning, put this on top to kind of blend it around, and I was good to go. The lipstick is a cream finish, so it won't give my lips a dry feeling. It won't make them look crackly like a matte lipstick would. It's just perfect, and I highly recommend it if you are also looking for a good everyday lipstick color. So that is it for my latest skincare and beauty favorites. If you enjoyed watching this video, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up. And let me know in the comment section down below if you purchase any one of these products. I would love to hear how they work for you. And thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye.